Hey, Algebra 1 kids, this is Dr. Callahan with week 16 Thursday. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and pause the video for the following 3 questions for your warm-up log, which is due on week 18, so keep that in mind. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So remember, your safety weight for this class is going to be for a 75% because you guys have your finals coming up. And remember, your finals are 15% of your grade. So if you do fail the final, but you have the safety grade of a 75%, 75 minus 15 is a 60, so you can still pass a class with a D minus. So if you haven't gotten to the 75% yet before the final, you might want to work a little bit to get up to the 75%. And you could do several things. Make sure you're viewing every day's video and filling that part out, in addition to maybe go back to some of the things that you have not been doing and then look at some of the previous weeks, because there are 75 videos for this class on the YouTube channel since week 1 Monday. So just keep that in mind. All right, so here are the Christmas jokes. This one actually goes here and this one goes here. All right, last time I saw you guys, we talked about inequalities. We actually did this question right here on Wednesdays. You guys had an assessment, so make sure you guys take the quiz on that. And so let's go ahead and proceed on with today's stuff. So here's the breakdown of today's things. We do have a Desmos activity that I'm gonna have you guys work on. And then take a look at your guided notes. So your guided notes actually starts right here for week 16, Thursday. And again, if you don't have the guided notes, just keep in mind that I do have them outside of B1 that you can pick up. Here's page 2. And this is where I'm going to start off today. But before I do that, I want to go to MS Team so we can set up today's assignment so that everybody has it. You guys are in algebra. And I like how some of you guys are still putting here, which is fine, but you really need to click on the view assignment so that way it automatically calculates you as being here. So make sure you're doing that. If you're not doing that, you got to start doing that. Make sure you click on the assignment. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is going to be on the following. It is going to be on absolute transformation. And it is going to be on week 16, Thursday, Algebra 1, Semester 1, absolute transformation. I should put absolute value transformation. This is actually the second day that we've talked about it because we talked about this once before. And remember, transformation is that V-shaped. Okay, so then your instructions today is to go ahead and view this for attendance. Watch the video, upload your assignments. Today's video will be uploaded by 8:30, so just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, you could join me on Zoom. Same passcode, same meeting ID. If you need a copy of your guided notes, it is outside B1. And the building closes at 3:30, so anytime between 7:45 to 8:30 is fine. And of course, if you have any additional questions, please email me. My email address is right here. And then this is where your guided notes is right here, okay? Today, total is gonna be out of 10 points. And I'm gonna click on Assign. Let's go back to Algebra 1 so you can see, make sure it pops up. Okay, it hasn't popped up yet. Maybe it will be soon. Okay, here we go. There it is. Okay, so in addition to this, I'm going to go ahead and save this PowerPoint. So for those of you guys that do not have the guided notes to this and you did not bother picking one up, you can go ahead and view this at home as well. You just need to have a printer. So then let's go ahead and reply and upload that guided note so that way you guys have it as well. Week 16, Thursday. and it's not quite there yet. Oh, there we go. It popped up right now. It's getting there. I'm just taking it a little bit slow. All right, so now you have the guided notes for this as well. I'll be posting the video here once I'm done, obviously, recording this because I'm currently still recording it. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started with your notes today. So everybody should be on this page of week 16 Thursday, okay? So here, you're gonna have 3 graphs, and you're gonna write down 3 equations. These are the 3 graphs, B, C, and D, and these are the 3 equations. So go ahead and copy them down, please. All right, so these graphs obviously mean certain things, okay? And they're there because where did it just go? Let's cancel that first. Let's just go back to this. Okay, here we go. So looking at this, for graph B, what this means is that because you have a positive 2, that means your graph, and remember, an absolute value graph is always in shape of a V. This means you go 2 up, okay? This -1 with the x means you're gonna go 1 to the right. I know you're like, but it's a negative, you should go to the left, but nope, it's always gonna be the opposite. And this 4 in front of it means that it is going to be skinny. It's gonna be a skinny shaped graph, and it's gonna be upright. Okay, what does upright means? Upright means it's facing up. This is facing down. All right, so then let's go ahead and graph this. So I'm gonna go 2 up, 1, 2, 1 to the right, and it's gonna be a skinny V shaped, like that, okay? Because a 4 is bigger than 1, it is gonna be making this graph skinny. So this is graph B. Now let's go ahead and graph C. This -3 means it's 3 down. Positive 2 means that you're gonna go 2 steps to the left because opposite of a positive is a negative. And this -1/2 means it's gonna be facing down. And because it is actually less than 1, it is gonna be a fatter or wider shaped graph, okay? So let's do that. 3 down, 1, 2, 3, 2 to the left, 1, 2, facing down, and it's gonna be a little bit wider, like that. So this is graph C. All right, last one. For graph D, you have a +5, which means you're gonna go up 5. -6 means you're gonna go 6 over to the right because opposite of a negative is a positive. And this +1/4 means it's gonna be facing up. But because it is smaller, my pen for some reason is not working. I don't know what happened here. Let's try this one more time. My pen is not working for some reason. This is annoying. So stand by, you guys. Maybe the battery died. You know which case, and they hear me shuffling around, trying to find a stupid battery for my pen. Okay, let's try. Oh, here we go. Now it's working. Yay. All right, so then it's gonna go upright, and then also because it is smaller than 1, it's gonna be a fatter, wider version. Okay, so let's do 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gonna be shaping up, but then it's gonna be a fatter shape. So I'm gonna do a wider like that, and that is gonna be your graph D. All right, so those are the graph that you should have. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next part. I want you guys to go ahead and read this part. So pause the video for a second and read it. And I'm actually going to go back a little bit so we can go ahead and label the vertex of this. The vertex is just the little pieces right here where it's joined together. So the first vertex looks like at a 1, 2. For graph C, the vertex looks like it's at a -2, -3. For D, the vertex looks like it's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I'm sorry, this is at 6. 5. There we go. All right. Next, let's go on to this part here. I want you guys to go ahead and simplify each expression if x equals 4. So all you have to do is just do 3 times 4. What does that equal to? 4 minus 6. What does that equal to? 3 times -2 in absolute value times 4 minus 6. Well, the first one, it's just 3 times 4, which is going to give you a 12. So nothing special there. So just 12. And the absolute value of a positive number is still a positive 12. This one, you have a -2. So what's the absolute value of a -2? It's going to be a positive 2. Next one, you have a -8. Absolute value of a -8 is a positive 8. So what's 3 times 8? 24 minus 6 is going to give you a 18. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and graph the following points. 1, 6. So here's 1 up to 6. -1, 2, 3 up to 4. 0, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0. Here we go. Does this relation represent a function? So that means does x repeat? Well, I have 0, -3, 1, and 6. So x does not repeat. So yes, it is a function. What is a domain? Domain are all the x values, and the x value are the first numbers. So 1, -3, 0, and 6. What are the range? The range are the y values, and that's going to be the second set of numbers. So that's 6, 4, -4, and 0. Okay, I'm going to skip over to this question right here. So take a look over here. All right, for this question, you have f of x, which is absolute values of x. So let's plug that in. Absolute value when x equals -3 is just a positive 3, because absolute value of a -3 is always a positive 3. Absolute value of a -2 is just a positive 2. Absolute value of -1 is just a positive 1. So let's go ahead and graph these points right here. So -3, positive 3, -2, positive 2, hold on. -2, positive 2, -1, positive 1. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the following. Absolute value of 0 is just a 0. Absolute value of 1 is just a 1. Absolute value of 2 is a 2. Absolute value of 3 is just a 3. So now let's go ahead and graph the next 4 points. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Connect your dots, and you have a V-shaped graph. What is the vertex of this graph? The vertex is right here in the center. That's going to be 0, 0. Axis of symmetry is basically, if I were to draw a line, how can I actually fold this thing over and this graph will look exactly the same? Like if I fold this one over, it look exactly the same. So your axis of symmetry is going to be at x, or I'm sorry, y. No, x, it'll be x. X equals 0. Because right here is x equals 0, and you have a straight line, and that represents the axis of symmetry. The domain are what are all the x values? Well, if you look at this graph, how far does it go over to the left? Negative infinity. How far does it go to the right? Positive infinity. So I can just say negative infinity to positive infinity. Next, let's take a look at the range. Range means how far low does it go to? It starts at 0. How far up does it go? It goes to positive infinity. So then your range is from 0. You're going to include it because it's a solid dot to positive infinity. All right, next what I would like you guys to do is to go ahead and try this on your own. Go ahead and graph these two equations. See if you're able to use them as a transformation. Does it go to the right, left, up, down, skinny, fat, etc.? All right, so let's go ahead and graph this together. So as I'm looking at this right here, that means it's going to be 4 up, -3, so it's going to be 3 to the right. And it's a positive in the front, so it's going to be facing up. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 up, 1, 2, 3 to the right, and it's just going to be a regular shaped graph in the shape of a V. Now take a look at the second one. This means you're going to go 5 down. That 1 means you're going to go over to the left one. The negative means that it's going to be face down. And because it is a 2, which is greater than 1, it is going to be skinny. So 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1 to the left, skinny, face down, like that. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and practice a few things using Desmos. So I'm going to have you guys join me here. Right here on Desmos, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and assign this to you guys. To my algebra class. Here we go. And so this is going to be your questions right here. You want to go to the following. So you want, actually, I don't really even like this. Copy, no, I don't like that. I don't, single session code. Okay, here we go. This actually is better. So you're just gonna go to the following. We're gonna go to student.desmos.com. Type in FYEQ8J. So make sure you guys type that in. Once you type that in, make sure you type in your name so that way I can give you points for it. And then let's say you're going to do the first one. It says describe the parent function of the absolute value. And then you just simply type in your response. When you're done with it, go on to the second one. And it says, how does A affect the graph of Y, absolute value of X? Question number 3, describe how the value of A changed the graph. And then keep going with the following until you're completely done at the very end. Okay? All right, so that is your assignment for today, you guys. As always, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys upload your assignment so that your grade remains at a good grade. Take care.